Nah, we just about to shoot this podcast episode, you know? But yeah, let's get into this shit. Yerp, though, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Faxtz Life, the podcast. You rock with your homie Dave. Today we bring you another podcast episode. We outside. I'm starting to love doing these joints outside. Something about the outside just gives me like a whole nother vibe. Like it's freeing, it's reminding, it's reminding you that we're here, we're focused, we're centered. We have the control to do whatever we want. We could be whatever the fuck we want, and we could do whatever we want. You know what I mean? It's like, it's no restrictions. The outside world is so rejuvenating, it's so freeing. So it's like more people got to get out here and got to do things like this. Today, we just vibing out with a few different guests. I don't even know who they are yet. That's the beauty of this. I'm gonna show you how raw this shit is, how raw this shit get, and keep you in reminding of what Faxtz Life, the podcast is. Cause listen, as I always say, it's big news, big things. We got big things coming your way. You gotta make sure you stay on the internet. That's what everybody is at. But make sure you're on all the social media platforms. You can find us at Faxtz Life on Instagram, or you can follow me at day_2real. That's DAE_2, and then the word real. You can find me on there. It's a lot of different things I got going on. I'm also on YouTube. But again, if you go right to my Instagram, click the link in the bio, you'll be able to get all of that fun-filled stuff. Other than that, you can find us on YouTube at Faxtz Life, the podcast. It's FAXTZOFLIFEDAPODKAST. You know what I mean? So make sure that you following us on Faxtz Life, the podcast. You never know. Anybody could pop up. That's the best thing about this. It's all about experiences, and there's no right or wrong way of how you experience your experiences. So that's the best part that I like. That's what I always try to lead with everybody. Today, I'm just chilling, y'all. I'm just chilling. You're going to see me vibing out, chilling. And it's like, I know I'm going to meet some different people on this journey right now today. We're going to ask some questions. I will let y'all know. Because, again, I like how this shit comes in full circle. You know what I mean? Nobody ever knows what it is that I'm talking about or what my topics are. And that's what I always like. I know I always shed that on y'all and shine light on that, but it's because I have to. I have to show you the severity of that's what this really is. And I like that y'all just get to see me wrap up on my journey with everything and how everything's going. And with that, today I want to talk about mental health. You know what I mean? I want to break that down and see what people's opinion on it is when they hear that, what their feelings are. I want people to improve their emotions towards it, and things like that, because it's like we all know and hear that word, and some of us are so afraid of it that we push away, but some of us sit in it and be like, yeah, I have mental health issues. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta break shit down. So today I want to talk about that. I want to dive into that. I want to get deep into that, and I want to see what people's opinions and I want to see what people's opinions are about it, what people's statements are about it, and how people feel about it. And what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear those words? Like, you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to figure out. We're going to do that today. We're going to find a lot of different guests. Sometimes people like to be shy. It's okay. We can handle that as well. I like that. I like shyness. I like realness, because shyness, right, gives you that authenticness. It's like it's tapping you out of the box. It's doing something you've never done before. So that's why I love when shit like that happens, you know? Because not all the time and remember, this whole thing is not all the time does everybody feel like it's okay to have to not be right or wrong. You know what I mean? We live in a world where everybody tells us that this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. But it's like, there's no truth in that. How do I feel when I'm doing these things? Do I feel my complete satisfaction and my greatness? Again, that's right there is your mental health. How do you mentally feel when you're doing these things? Do you feel satisfied? Because if you feel satisfied, then that's all that matters. It's not about what anybody else says, think, or believe. If you believe that you're doing your best, that's all that matters, right? Why do we harp on people to do so much more than their best? If you are at the point of doing your full fulfillment of best, what else the hell do I want from you? I can't expect nothing else from you. You know what I mean? I got to be okay with what you're giving me. Your best. So what else am I asking you for? Now, if you're not doing your best, you're going to know it. You're going to feel on the inside. And all those little conversations going to go on in your head, and it's going to tell you that you're not doing your best. And then you begin to feel shitty. You know what I mean? But it's like, that's when I feel like when you're feeling shitty is because you know that you're not doing what's best for you. Even you ever go into people pleasing, right? Some people like to people please. So my favorite is when I come across some people that like to people please. Because I used to be that way too. I used to always wanting to people please and this and that. And sometimes I tell people I find myself still in some ways where I don't realize I'm people pleasing. I'll give you examples of that momentarily. But when you into people pleasing, you forget about yourself. And the more I continue to worry and please other people, the more I'm not pleasing myself, right? And in order for me to be of abundance to others, I have to be abundance to self, right? So now people be like, oh, well, if you start thinking about yourself, doing everything for yourself, that's selfish. Okay. I'd rather be selfish than selfless. Now, hear me out. I know. I said I'd rather be selfish than selfless. You know what I mean? Because selfless to me seems that it sounds like you're without self. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you know how I do. We could look it up. Let's look up those two words and see what it is. Because, right, if you selfless, it says that you're doing it without. Why would I want anything to be done without the true intentions of self? I never understood that when people said that. That was just always my opinion when people say things like that. So it's like, I'd rather be selfish than selfless. So let's see. Selfless meaning. Selfless is the opposite of selfish. If you're selfless, you think less about yourself and more about others. Exactly what I'm saying. You're generous and kind. Being selfless is similar to being, how you say that? Altruistic? I believe that's how you say it. I don't know. Another word for giving to others without looking for a personal gain. Now let's look that word up so we can figure out how we say it. Altruistic is how you pronounce it. It says showing a selfless concern for the well-being of others without care of one's own interests, unselfish. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you telling me I have to be less? I need to think less of myself for you to be. Why is that a thing? Like, why do we have to compare and contrast like in ways like that? Why do I have to at all feel less of myself for me to value you? Why can't I value me and value you? Because me is we and we is me. So what the fuck am I doing? If I'm a mirror of, if everything that I see is a mirror and a reflection of me, then that means that I have to really fill up me in order to fill up you. So if I fill up me, I fill up we. See how that works? I know that was a lot. I'm gonna give y'all a moment, take a moment to, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get a little drinky drink. Shout out to this water. I'm not even sponsoring this, so you know how that go, but I'm gonna give y'all a moment. Think about that though. If I'm filling up me, then therefore I fill up we. And how I choose to fill up me is how it will decipher how we are now feeling and filled up. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like to say shit like that. I know I've been standing a little bit, but that was just me being comfortable. But yeah, like, you know, it's just like you gotta tap in more to self. And it's okay for you to feel that you are in a moment in a state of being selfish. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be considered selfless. I don't need to put me down in order to put you up. I could put me up and that raises and elevate you. Because see, if we continue to think in the realms of these low frequencies and these low vibrations, then that's what we're going to continue to attract. So if I constantly tell my mental health that I have to degrade myself in order to praise someone else, it's not going to work. It's not going to be true value. You know what I mean? Because I'm putting myself down. So now because I'm putting myself down, that reflection is going to come out for those other people. So therefore, you have to realign yourself, in my opinion, and be careful of your thoughts. Be careful of your words. You know what I mean? Because we control all those things. So in order for us to have that right mental health, you have to tap into self. You have to become selfish, not selfless, but selfish. You have to gain more and put more into yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, I be trying to grab on and convey that to people. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta definitely tap into yourself. So that's what today is all about. Today is about tapping into self. You know what I mean? And just being true with ourselves, being true with One. That's why I came down to the water. For me, I love water. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel at ease. It makes me feel that connection with the entire universe. It makes me realize that just like this grass that's out here, just like this rock that's right here, all of this shit is all connected and all of it is one. You know what I mean? It's not any separation besides the separation that we tell ourselves each and everything is. But other than that, we're all interconnected, right? So it's like if this grass didn't grow at all, it'd affect us. We'll all be like, oh man, that grass isn't growing. We'll all be affected by it in some type of way, right? If the trees stop growing, we'll notice it. That's because we're connected. We're connected. We pass these things every day and we tell ourselves that, oh, it doesn't mean this, it doesn't mean that. No, it means a lot because you notice those things. Like, say you notice little things. You'll notice if you go outside, you have a tree that's there. You didn't tell nobody to come down and chop that tree down, right? And that tree is just gone. You tell me you're not going to notice that tree is gone? Oh, you're going to notice it because you're going to start realizing all the things that it provided for you. Little by little. It's the little things that count. And then you start realizing, oh shit, all of this makes sense. We're all interconnected. Everything has consciousness. You know what I mean? So, and if the more you constantly push things and put all these conscious beings together, you will evolve more and more. You evolve more things. That's how we got into this flesh. That's how we chose this. We chose the lowest vibration. Think about that. Flesh is the lowest vibration, right? It's one of the lowest vibrations. But we're here. We're here. I'm here, you're here, we're here. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? So think about that. I'm going to go grab a couple of people. We're going to figure it out. Going to see how all this go. I wanted to make sure, too, that it was required. I told you, this is a thing where I do all within myself. But yeah, I just try to figure out how life is. But we're going to grab a few people. I'm watching different people walk around. We're going to grab a couple people and ask them, what do they think about, things when people ask them things. And if you had to be talked to and spoke to about these words, what's your first opinion? What's your first thoughts? And things like that. So it's like, it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? One thing that I did want to tell y'all is that because y'all know I like to break things down, especially when it comes to the definition of things. Because sometimes we be thinking that we know what something mean and things like that, but it don't really mean that. So understand when we talk about these things, I have like what each thing will be, and then how everything coincide with each other. You know what I mean? So that's another thing to keep in mind and keep on the front page of when we're doing all of this. Hey, how y'all feeling? Y'all want to be part of a podcast? Huh? It's about experience. It's no right or wrong. It's just about your experiences on topics. That's all. Yeah? Pull up. Y'all got Instagram? Yeah. One of y'all can pull me up on Instagram. You'll see this. It's real. It's not. It's just regular stuff. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just what I like to do is I like to just randomly ask people stuff. It's a raw thing. So like right now, I'm recording all of this. So it's all raw. I won't do a lot of edits or anything like that. So I won't. It's nothing to make anybody look crazy or anything like that. I just ask you a topic. And it's no right or wrong. It's all about experience. So it's nothing right or wrong, all right? Okay. So I just this is the topic that randomly came to my head today. Well, actually yesterday, but it spilled over until today. So I was like, fuck it, let me just talk about it. But if you want to come a little more in the camera, if you want. By the way, I am Devious. You can follow me if you go to Faxtz Life. You'll be able to follow me over there. Or you can follow me at Day, it's DAE_2 and then the word real. You'll see I got a movie about to come out soon and everything like that. It's a little short film, like a funny little comedy trailer thing, and everything like that. But if you want, you can hold the mic or you can put the mic on you. It's all up to you. It's no right or wrong way to do any of this.
Okay, that's fine. I can just hold it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair enough. But what's your name?
Diana. My name is
Diana?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough, Diana. How you doing?
Good. I've been doing good. We're here, just walking.
Yeah, I know. I like that. That's why I was like, let's come outside.
Yeah, it's really
I love
nice
outside
today,
vibes,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's not too
beautiful.
cold. The water is keeping it calm, you know what I'm saying?
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I mean, this has been nice since it's been cold recently and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's like we get that break and finally feel like, spring is in the
nice,
air. Right? I love that for you. Well, Diana, today I just was talking with the camera, and also like for when this does drop for with the audience and everything like that, about mental health, right?
Okay.
So now when you hear that word, see, like I said, oh, okay,
Okay,
I
yeah.
like that. So it's like when you hear the word mental health, what comes to your mind when you hear that word? Like, what's the thoughts? What's your opinions? Whatever come to mind when you hear the word mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like mental health is something really important. I
Something
think
really
that's something
important.
really important to everybody because everybody goes through things in life.
Right.
I'm not going to say nobody goes through things because everybody goes through things to life. I feel like it's something important. I feel like people should look more into because some people, like, I know some people don't believe in mental health, but there is problems out there that
Right.
we don't know, and we don't know what other people go through, and we just judge people without, without knowing what they actually go through inside. Like, it's hard,
Right.
When life is hard. I think everything's hard. People are just trying to make the best of it, and some people just give up sometimes, and
Right.
it's sad because I wish that I can help them, but sometimes it's hard. It's hard to
Right.
help people that don't see how much they're worth for in life.
Right.
Yeah, so
And it's deep that you say that because I think that's where it's at. I think we forget that one of the main words in that is mental.
Yeah,
Right?
mental.
So when you start thinking about like mental and you start thinking about things like right now, if I tell you to raise your hand,
Okay.
you raise your hand.
Yeah.
Now, did you raise your hand because I told you to, or did you raise your hand because you wanted to?
Because I wanted to, because you told me to.
Oh, so it's like a little mixture of both.
Yeah.
All right, but how did I raise your hand or did you raise your
I
hand?
raised my hand.
You had the control,
Yeah,
right?
I had the
So a
control.
lot of us forget that literally with our mental, that's all it is we are
Yeah.
not our mental. Our mental is part of us. So now when I say that, we're like, wait, well, what do you mean? That doesn't sound right. So it's like, just like I am not my hand is a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at you, we're not like, oh, you're a hand. No, we're saying you're a human, right?
Yeah.
So now when I say that, it's like, just like I control my hand, I control my thoughts.
Yeah.
So now when we start talking about mental health, it's like you are what you eat, right? You are
Yeah.
what you digest. So if I'm digesting negativity, drama, this and that, I become that. So now
yeah.
all of that static is here in my mental, and now I'm self-sabotaging myself because I feel like I'm less, I'm not enough,
Yeah.
because of maybe the things I'm watching, the things that I'm doing. So then we're like, oh, I have mental health issues, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, no, that's not true. You're choosing these things. So sometimes we forget that we choose,
Yeah.
right? So it's like when we get in this, sometimes not everybody has that mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to call it, is mental clarity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because it's funny. I was just telling them I like to break down definitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like literally, mental health is all composed of this. This is literally, if
Yeah.
you look up this word mental health right now,
Mental health,
this is
yeah.
what it's going to say to you. It says emotional. It's all composed of you controlling your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being.
Yeah.
So your social well-being breaks down to how you think, how you feel, how you behave, how you manage stress,
Yeah.
how you make decisions. Now, a lot of times what we get confused when we talk about mental health is
Yeah.
mental illness.
Yeah.
Now, mental illness is nothing but a diagnosis, like something that it's something that's diagnosable for you for a condition. Now, you break down words condition, what the hell that mean? I can condition anything. We condition dogs, don't we? We condition dogs to not cross the street without
Yeah.
us, not bite on our clothes. So it's like, so wait. My mental illness is all of what I've been conditioning myself. It's like, well, holy fuck, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like now, when people say, if I say like, mental health, I'm not afraid of it anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I realize it's whatever I control within me.
It's all in the
what I mean?
mind.
It's all in my mind.
It's all
so
in
it's
your
like, if I
mind.
pass on positivity, and I just told them earlier, literally, if we mirror the word me, right? Because everything we gotta realize start with us. If I don't have an abundance of me, an abundance of love and all of those things, then I'm not really able to give that to anyone,
Yeah.
right? You start feeling depleted, like I don't got no more, I don't got no more. You know what I mean? So it's like, what I realize is everything in this world, we're all connected. This is all part of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of this, it all has consciousness. It's all a part of us. A lot of this shit, if I tell you I see a fucking skeleton coming out here, you're like, yo, you bugging, I don't see that. But just because I see that doesn't mean that it's any less
Yeah.
of your vision or any more of my vision. It doesn't mean my vision is higher than yours or lower than yours. It's just saying that that's how I see things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
okay. It doesn't change how you have to be. So it's like, when we think of shit like that, it's like, all right, boom. If we're all together and me, if I look in the mirror, because we say reflection, right? Me, if you look at the word me and reflect it, It says we. So if me is we, if I treat me right, then we straight. We great. You know what I mean? We passing off love. So it's like we gotta do a little more of that in life. And it's like, but listen, I appreciate you for taking your time, all of that.
You.
Anything you do, are you a creative or any? I'm
no.
Sure, well, you are. Well, okay. No, I tell people we all creative. We create every day. We all create. It's all into if you're tapped into what you like to do, what makes you feel happy. Yeah. But we're all creators. From the time we wake up, you created your day today. You said, I'm going to go for a walk. Yeah. You've been walking. You walked up, you walked down. You was over here. You enjoy, right?
Yeah. Nature
you
is
created.
So beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's the interconnectedness.
Yeah, like it's so. Gotta enjoy while you can.
Yeah, you got anything you want them? You want anybody to follow you? Because people gonna be watching this. It's all up to you. You don't have to get them all that. Because I'm learning that too. I used to be very like closed off and be like, nah, you can't find me. You can't. You know. But it's like now I'm realizing again we're all connected, so it's all right. Life is gonna be great. But it's whatever you're comfortable with. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. We're just experiencing.
Yeah,
you know.
You're right. You know, I mean,
but I appreciate
I like that you're doing this.
I appreciate you.
I like that you're over here, you know, spreading good things out.
Yeah, I love to do that. I
really
try to
do need it. I know some people that go through tough stuff and they just don't know their worth, and it's tough because they're worth more than what they think they are.
Right, y'all hear that? Say that again. Say that again. Nah, say that again because somebody needs to hear that.
Yeah, because believe me, like if you go through things, you could go through it. It's just you have to just work hard for it because everything is good. Like life is good. You just gotta keep going in life because you're worth everything. Like I'm telling you, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're handsome, you're beautiful. Everything about you. Never make someone make you feel like you're nothing because you're worth a lot.
I love that. Let's go.
Just because it hurts, because you know, like people go through things and like, it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, just for experience, like it's hard to just act like nothing happened, but you just gotta forget and forgive a lot of people that put you through a lot of things, you know.
And most important, you know, I like to tell people is do what you want to do. If we're not doing what we want in life, then what are we doing?
Yeah, do something that makes you happy. Because if you're not happy, then
nobody's gonna be happy. The whole world gonna be upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I literally appreciate you. Love, peace, and light amongst you and amongst all your family that chose to come around and all of that. I'm so grateful that you said yes and that you was a part of this. If you got social media too, I'll make sure I tag you in this if you like. Yeah.
You guys can follow me _ Diana 104 on Instagram if you guys can. Thank you so much.
For sure. I always say that, for sure. That's like my favorite. That and yerp though. If you hear anybody say the word yerp though, they know me and they met my entity. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
There you go right there. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate you. For sure. You as well. Love, peace, and light. Love, peace, and light amongst all of you. Anybody else want to come chit chat? Want to give us your opinion on mental health, or y'all great? Or y'all feel like y'all caught some? All right, well, for sure. So I'm gonna make sure you follow me too, so I can make sure I tag you in this, and we could do I could make sure I get you on here. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
For sure. All right.
Thank you so
much.
much.
For sure. I appreciate you. Thank you. You as well, y'all. Love, peace, and light. But you see that? So it's like little things like that. Like she said, remember that you are worth enough. Like you're more than enough. Like, you know, it's like a lot of times when we get to our mental parts and we get to our mental blockages, we think that we're not enough. We're not worthy enough. Says who? Not worthy compared to who? Compared to your other selves? The dead yous? Because you could kill off anything. Remember that. It's like, how do I say this? Like, because some people get confused and all that and want to tap into things about how they feel about the religions when I say, or words, when I choose words like that. Like, you literally could kill off anything. You know what I mean? And I think that's our misconception of life and death type thing. Like, you know, you can, if I no longer want this me, all I got to do is be like, you're out of here, and create another entity that is me. You know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't even use the word entity, but like, literally, I create another version of thyself, and that's what I become. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta be willing to accept yourself on all aspects. You know what I mean? But as always, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We're gonna stick tuned. We're gonna have a few more people come through, as many people as we can. But I appreciate that young lady on giving us her opinion on what she feels as though mental health is. But yo, remember, as always, y'all can follow me on Instagram at DAE underscore the number 2, the word real, REAL. You can also follow me at Faxtz Life on Instagram. It's FAXTZOFLIFE. And make sure y'all follow me on YouTube. We're going to post this up. We're going to get this rocking. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I appreciate everybody that's been giving me the support. Remember, we got more shit coming y'all way. Love, peace, and light. See y'all on my next flight. We out.